Today is day 2 of my new life. I'm having me some coffee ice cream. I just got back from my job. I had to do my health screening. So I don't know if you can see, but I got some blood work done. And they gave me a tetanus shot. I had to do my urine for a drug test. So hopefully, I don't do drugs or nothing, so there's no reason for anything to not be fine. I'm supposed to be starting work on Monday. That's a whole story as well. Last year, 2024, I said, okay, let me look into some jobs. So I looked into some jobs. I saw 5 places, so I applied. I applied to all of them in June. By September, every single last one of them rejected me. I applied to 5 jobs. I got 5 rejections. So, but once I applied, I started praying. I prayed every single night, like, God, please bless my relocation journey. Because I knew for sure I was ready to leave New York, but I didn't know exactly where I wanted to go. So I just kept praying, God, please bless my relocation journey. I prayed every day, twice a day. And when I was praying, I was asking God specifically to show me specific things. So it was like, God, please show me this so I know it's you. So, whatever, I kept going. I met a girl on Threads who, you'll probably meet her. I don't know if she wants to show her face on my camera. I don't know yet. She knows that I have a YouTube. She also has a YouTube. But, I met her last year on Threads. We're both Beehive. We hung out in June at the Houston show. I went to Houston night 1, she went to Houston night 2, but we all hung out, me, her, and another girl that I met in the airport when I landed. We all hung out with my daughter that Saturday and that Sunday. And then when I got back, I was like, dang, I wish that XYZ place would just hire me. I wish they would just hire me. And she was like, jokingly, let me get Beyonce on the main line. So I'm gonna text her right now. So we started laughing. But while I said that, because it rang in my mind, like, yeah, I do want a job there. Let me apply again. So I opened the app. I saw the job. It was the first job that I saw. And I liked the days. I liked the hours. I was like, okay, let me apply. So I submitted my resume. And then it led me to the application. And I was just like, I don't feel like doing this right now. I'll do it later. So I closed it. By 6 o'clock, I got a text message from someone claiming to be talent acquisition for this place. So I'm like, at 6 o'clock in the evening, this don't sound right. It was maybe, I would say it's probably like a Tuesday evening. I'm like, this seems a little fishy. So, but she sent her full name. So I looked up her name on LinkedIn. Sure enough, on her LinkedIn, it said, it had her work email and her work number, which was the same number that she messaged me from, and all of that. I was just like, oh snap, this is real. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna reply in the morning because it's beyond business hours, and it's like once you cross a boundary, people get comfortable crossing that boundary all the time. So if I only want to work 9 to 5, for example, I'm not responding to anything after 5 o'clock ever, because I want them to understand 5 o'clock, I'm not available anymore. That type of thing, right? So I'm like, okay, I don't want to respond. So in the morning, I woke up, I was getting myself together for work, and I just texted her back and I said, hey, I'll be available from this time to that time. I think I said like 8 to 11 or something like that in the morning, because I had something else going on at work. I think we had we had some event going on at work. So she texted me back and she's like, okay, cool, I'll call you at 9:30. I was like, oh snap. Okay. So she calls me, we have a chat, we go over my resume. She tells me like, okay, I think that you're a good fit. I'm gonna pass your resume on to the manager, but you live in New York. I know you gotta make a lot of money in New York. I want you to be realistic with your expectations as far as salary. So I'm like, okay. She's like, what salary do you want? And I'm like, I don't really know. I don't know how the salaries work, but tell me. I was like, if the number makes sense for what I would have to pay for rent and such, then it's gonna be fine. She's like, okay, well, based on your experience, you qualify for X amount. Now that number was significantly less than what I make in New York. It was a little more than half of my salary in New York. So I said, okay, thank you. Yes, please forward my information to the manager. Immediately, I opened ChatGPT. I said, okay, ChatGPT, send me a budget. If this is my salary and this is this, these are my current bills that are gonna follow me. What would be a reasonable amount of rent that I could pay? What would my checks look like? I laid it all out, and ChatGPT made me a budget, and the budget worked. And I was like, oh snap, the budget works. So she passed my information on to the manager. The manager was like, hey, we're gonna interview you on Thursday, blah, blah, blah. I said I can only interview on Thursdays because Thursday was my day off at work. So we get to that Thursday, they do my interview. The interview went great. I interviewed with the manager of the site that I'm gonna be working at and like another hiring manager, like medical director type of position. I'm not exactly sure. So I interviewed with them both. Interview went great. I was like, okay, I like this. So then I'm like, okay. They're like, I wish you were here so you could do a tour. And I'm like, well, I'm flying out in 2 weeks. I'll be out there, so I can do a tour then. And they were like, oh, great, perfect. So I flew out to see Beyonce, but straight from the airport, I dropped my bags at the hotel, went over there to go do the walk through and meet the woman who would be my supervisor, meet her in person. Everything was nice. She was super sweet. The facility was nice. I really liked it. So I said, okay, yeah, I like it. So she said to me, she's like, for me, it's a yes, but it has to go up the channels. They're going to review everything and they'll let you know. So I'm like, okay, cool. A week later, I didn't hear anything. And I'm like, oh, damn, like, they're going to pass on me. A couple days after that, I got a phone call, and it was the same recruiter again, and she was offering me the position. And the amount that she offered me was more than the estimate that she gave me. And I was just like, holy smokes, this is it. So that was like towards the end of July. And she's like, when would you start? And I'm like, well, I'm on contract until September 6th. So I could start after September 6th. Why they put me to start September 8th? So I'm like, oh, I was looking for a place. I had toured several places when I was here, also to see Beyonce. Right after I left her, I toured 2 places. But as I was leaving that place, I saw 4 more places that I was interested in. So I looked them all up on the internet, priced them out, and I landed on right here where I'm at. So the next day I came here, I did a tour, and when I came to do the tour, I kid you not, the leasing agent is walking me around, we're chatting. First of all, I walk in, the leasing agent is wearing his Cowboy Carter bracelet. I was like, oh snap. And he had the band. He was Honey Pit. Honey Pit or Bucking Pit. He was Pit. Doesn't matter which one. He was Pit. And I was like, holy smokes. Like, so you went last night? He's like, yeah. I'm like, I'm going tonight. So we're chatting. They're playing Renaissance inside the place. The leasing office, they're playing Renaissance. And I'm like, so he's Beehive. The lady inside must also be Beehive because she's the one controlling the music. I'm like, okay, I'm in the right place. Him and I get to chatting. Turns out him and I are from the same neighborhood. The same neighborhood I grew up back in New York in the Bronx. He grew up like up the street. Crazy. I'm like, yo, we might be cousins. He's like, yeah, we might be cousins. He's like, I gotta definitely make sure I take good care of you. I'm like, what? Like, this is crazy. So now we're walking around. He comes to open the door to show me the model. Kid you not. Remember I said, when I was praying, I said, God, when it's you, please show me this so I know it's you. And I saw it as he was opening the door. And literally, like, we're walking up, and I was like, And he turned around like, you okay? Everything's all right? I was like frozen because I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I'm like, oh snap, I'm about to see my apartment. He showed me one, and I walked through and I didn't really like it. I was like, I don't really like it. I don't know. Something about it is not rocking with me. He's like, okay, I'll show you the next one. He showed it to me. And as we were going in, I saw the sign and I'm like, oh snap, that's my apartment. So I went back. I flew home because that night I went to the concert. And then straight from the concert, I went to the airport and I flew home because I had to be to work at 8 a.m. Yes, I'm crazy like that. So I went to work and I'm at work and I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like, this is really about to happen. After that, it was just full steam ahead. I start ordering my boxes. I let my landlord know that I was moving and got the ball rolling. I quit. So at the time I was working 2 jobs. I quit my part-time job August 20th because I had to fly out to Florida to do some stuff with my daughter. And then I flew back home and I worked until September 6th. And then my moving day for here was September 8th, which was yesterday. Yesterday was day 1 of my new life. And yeah, I'm here now. Today's day 2. So far, nothing's different. I mean, I could show y'all what, I don't know, y'all might judge me a little bit. I'll say this. So when I was moving down, I drove my car down here and I said, okay, I have a washer and dryer in here. You've probably been hearing it this whole time. Actually, it's pretty loud. But I was like, okay, I'm going to bring some laundry down so I can test the washer and dryer, make sure it works. And then I brought a couple dishes down because I want to test the dishwasher, make sure that works. So far, I've tested the washer dryer. It works. I have not tested the dishwasher because I opened it and it smelled very disgusting. So I went to the leasing office and I was like, hey, listen, I was going to run it to see, make sure it works, but it smells terrible. Like, I need somebody to come look at that. Most of my garbage disposal is not working right now. My toilet is not flushing all the way. It like flushes everything except the tissue. I use Scott. I don't use Charmin, so there's no real reason why it wouldn't flush. But there's that. Yeah, I'll show you. Well, I'll just show you my kitchen. My kitchen is a mess, but I gotta remember how to work this camera. It's been a long time, and I'm not even looking in the right place. I'm looking down at the screen when I should be looking into the lens. But anyway, all right, let's turn around. So let's see if I remember how to do this. So those are the dishes that I brought to test. The dishwasher, and then like that's trash. I have to figure out if I'm recycling or not. And then in the corner over there, I have some Ritz crackers, some peanut butter, and my keys. And then yeah, right here I have some Fantastic. And I have an ice cream, some sponges. Like I did clean my bathroom and my vanity area. Yeah. But yeah, so that's really it for right now. Tomorrow they are coming to build my bed, so that's gonna be fun. And also their U-Haul. Oh, U-Haul didn't call me. I don't know if they're still gonna show up tomorrow because they're supposed to come drop off my box, but they didn't give me a time estimate yet. Gotta follow up on that. And then, yeah, that's really it. I'll be back tomorrow for day 3. Bye.